Hello. Hopefully the audio is decent on this. Using the GoPro chest mount right now, which I haven't used in quite some time. So as you can see, I am not on a unicycle or on a scooter today. And there's a good reason for that. Well, bad reason really. I'll put up a clip, but a few weeks ago, almost a month ago now, I had a fairly nasty crash on my V13, on my unicycle. When you watch the video, you'll see that it was making a pretty strange sound, and then all of a sudden, great big loud snap, and boom, I'm on the ground. So, first and foremost, that was entirely my own fault. Not a defect of the wheel, or at least not one that would have come up if I had been more careful. So, if you are familiar with the Inmotion V13, well, first of all, I bought mine secondhand, but that's beside the point. But there was a known issue with the V13, and that is with its motor bolts coming loose, or potentially snapping. Now, as I mentioned, I bought mine secondhand, and the previous owner told me about this, and he gave me the extra bolts and stuff that he was given by Inmotion. But frankly, I didn't, I wasn't interested in taking that wheel apart unless I absolutely had to. And then a few weeks before this all happened, I got a puncture of some sort in my tube, so I had to take the wheel apart to replace the tube. So I did all that with very much help from my girlfriend. I'm more of a computer guy, not so much a mechanic. But yeah, after lots of effort, got that tube replaced. But yeah, anyways, I got the tube replaced, put the wheel back together, and I went out for a couple of rides and everything seemed fine. But then the one day that I decided I was going to go for a longer ride up toward my old neighborhood, the wheel started making a kind of weird noise, and it was like shaking, vibrating fairly violently at some points. But stupid me, I opted to keep riding because I was far enough away from home that I didn't want to hop in a taxi, but close enough to home that I was willing to take the risk to ride home. And that, as you see from the video, that was a mistake. Now, I don't know yet exactly what the damage is, but I'm pretty sure what happened is that the motor bolts came loose. And either they snapped or something else snapped, hopefully not too much. But when it happened, it was, well, you heard that great big crack in the video. Apparently that there were some guys that walked by about 20 minutes later and helped me out a bit, and they had heard it from probably a couple of blocks away. And mind you, this was also in the middle of the night. But yeah, I'm going to take the wheel apart, find out what the damage is, and I think if it can be repaired, I'm going to fix it up. But then I think that I've made the decision that it's in my own best interest to stop riding electric unicycles. I am in my 40s now, and I have a family at home, and as much as I miss riding motorcycles, and as much as the electric unicycles are a blast, I never really did feel particularly safe on them or stable. Now mind you, I've only really got a few hundred kilometers on them compared to a few thousand on electric scooter and a few thousand on electric bikes. But it's just a stark reminder for me that I'm getting older. And when I crashed, I was pretty banged up. I'll put up some pictures of the bruises that I had. I'm still recovering from it. Visually, the bruises have healed, but my right arm is still a bit messed up. I still don't have 100% use of it. And my wrists have been cracking non-stop. Still pretty sore. But do I miss it? Yes, absolutely. But I think it's a safer bet for me. I'm going to stick to electric bikes, at least for the time being. I think I'll go this way. Yeah, I think for a number of reasons, no longer riding electric unicycles, or at least not the big, super powerful, heavy one like that one. It's going to be better for me. And also, I need to get in better shape, and I cannot really do that as well on a unicycle as I can on an e-bike or a bicycle, which is another reason why I got this thing. I will get off somewhere over here in a bit and show the bike once I find a good spot. This works. Oh, okay. Let's try to get that wheel to stay still. So, this is the Velotric Go 1. It is a cargo type bike. Not a full cargo, it's not a full-size one. But yeah, I picked this up a couple of weeks ago, and I've just been getting used to it. Got most of my stuff set up on it already. Got the cargo bags on the back, or the pannier bags rather. Got my Bluetooth speaker, because why not? And on the front here, I've got left and right mirrors that I added on, as well as an extra headlight and very loud 120 decibel horn to go along with the bike bell that came with it. I have it down with the horn, but it's pretty loud. But yeah. Definitely a change. Okay. I'll wait a bit here. There. Anyways, as I was saying, definitely a change from the unicycle. But I also had a bit of a scare recently too. Not really, well, yeah, a bit of a scare with my blood pressure. And I have gained a bunch of weight since this pandemic business. I think that has at least something to do with it. Am I going to fit through this? Yeah. But yeah, I've gained a good chunk of weight in the last year or 2 years. And I had taken a bunch off a few years prior. So I'm not particularly proud of myself that I've gained most of that weight back. So that's another reason that I've got a bike again. I think I made a mistake a while back. So, you know, when I got into the electric unicycles, I said, okay, you know, I'm not going to ride the bike anymore, so I should sell the e-bike. Okay, I'm probably not going to ride the scooter anymore, so I should sell the scooter. And then my accident was within a matter of weeks, maybe a couple of months after having sold both of those. And I actually very much regret now selling the original e-bike, the Electric XP2 that I had. It was a fantastic bike. The only reason that I sold it really was because I didn't think I'd be riding it anymore, or enough to justify having it in the apartment. But now everything's kind of flipped on its head. And now I'm not riding the unicycles anymore, I'm just riding the bike. At least for the foreseeable future. But it is what it is. Now all this is not to knock electric unicycles. They are an absolute blast, and I will miss riding them, and I do still have them, so I may still go out occasionally on them. Speaking of electric unicycles, but I need to make sure that I let my body heal properly first. I can't take the risk of having another big crash and breaking something or winding up in the hospital. And I was very fortunate when I did crash, because I was only a couple blocks away from home. If I had been on a major road with traffic, or if I'd been much further away, I would have been having a hell of a bad night. I mean, it was bad enough because stupid me, you know, I'd already made the stupid decision to keep riding and then to cause that that failure and crash. But then on top of that, I also did not want to take a cab home or an Uber, so I had to push the 115 pounds of dead weight with a wheel that was partially seized. It was all of a kilometer and a half home, but it took me a good hour or so. So yeah, anyways, that's my unfortunate EUC story. And I'm not saying don't ride the things, I'm not saying they're going to kill you, but I am saying be aware of your maintenance. Because my issue is, I don't think I put those bolts in, the motor bolts in properly. I don't think they were torqued enough, and I was supposed to use Loctite, which I didn't because of poor advice I'd had from some of the years ago that I probably should have known better than to follow. So like I said, the accident, entirely my fault. I don't blame the wheel. I don't really blame anybody except myself. And I'm just lucky that it wasn't worse than it was. So if you are going to ride a unicycle, electric or not, or if you're going to ride an e-bike or a scooter, it doesn't matter what it is, a motorcycle, a car, any vehicle, 1, 2, or 4 wheels, or however many wheels it has, you need to stay on top of your maintenance and be aware of what needs to be maintained. Because if you don't, you could wind up like me, or worse. Anyways, that is my rant for the moment. I am going to continue on riding and probably head home now, because I've been out for an hour and a half on this thing, just doing a casual ride, and I got some things to do. Later, guys.